The next video is quite the interesting one. It was shared by Felix L. and it was recorded by a security camera mounted outside the family home. The homeowner was alarmed by his dog barking outside. He also seemed to be running around and perhaps even playing with something. Nothing too crazy to be honest, right? But there was a mysterious detail that first went unnoticed. A little cloud seems to be floating by, just moments before the homeowner steps out of the house to check on the dog. The interesting part of it is that the family had lost one of their pets recently. This is at least what a commentator in the ghost forum stated. Is it safe to assume that their dog was perhaps playing with a lost friend that night? Or is it just the dog's breath appearing to be some form of cloud or orb? What do you think? We will take a look at a recording that was sent by Julius M. and it was initially recorded and shared by Angelica Hernandez. That night she was home alone with her nephew. It wasn't the first time that she was babysitting him and they were doing silly recordings together ever so often. This particular night, both of them were watching TV together at first, before Angie came up with the idea that her little nephew should perform a dance. It probably would have been a really cute recording. However, the moment the recording starts, something grabs the attention of the little kid. Something that wasn't seen at the time by Angie.
Dance, baby. What? What? Alicia? What happened? What? What do you see? Did you feel that? I mean, what do you see?
A dark shadow seems to be standing in the kitchen, and for whatever reason, Angie was not able to see this at the time. Only her little nephew could. He initially stops in his tracks and just stares at that thing. He tries to tell his auntie about somebody that was possibly frightening him. Of course, this was no ordinary item that was stored back there, and apparently the window was not obstructed by anything, based on Angie's reports. So, are we looking at a shadow figure here that was visiting that night? A malevolent entity perhaps? Or what's your best guess? The following video was shared by Tony Noguera. This evening he had recorded his young son dancing to some music. It was one of these ordinary family recordings at first, not the best quality and basically something you'll watch once and then never think of ever again. However, after Tony had posted the video on his profile, somebody realized that there seemed to be something else on the footage.
Yeah, look at Liza, go like this. Liza, hey, like this. Liza, look it. Hey. Liza, go like this. Were you dancing to some Green Day? Yeah. Dance, go.
His child is looking at something, but at what exactly? What what looks like another child is standing in the back for a very brief moment. People say that they see the child moving in from the right and exiting to the left. After Tony's kid makes direct eye contact with it, it disappears. What a strange and bone-chilling encounter. Someone stated that this other kid seems to be wearing a sleeping outfit, and that it is quite unnatural how easily it disappears from the shot, seconds after appearing. The child's silhouette is completely off. There's no clear reflection at the time. The mirror in the scene does show the dancing kid's reflection, however. That's pretty mysterious. Was the family visited by a real ghost child here? Or are we looking at something demonic even? Really creepy, to say the least. The next video was shared by Austin's Vinyl Corner. On his channel he exclusively talks about music and vinyl related topics, as you might be able to tell, but music was not the main talking point of his last video he had uploaded to his channel. Apparently a work related friend has talked with him about strange activity that is taking place in her home. Oftentimes she wakes up in the midst of night because she thinks that something is grabbing her, reason enough to place a camera, you know, for surveillance. And everything was fine for a while, until Austin had received the really intriguing recording. Let's hear it from himself.
A coworker sent me a video of some paranormal activity that she was having at her house. This is 100% legitimate. You'll see a short 1-minute video and a still image.
Play this one, I'm gonna play the next one. This the one right before it, with the 1-minute intervals. It's gonna play 30 seconds, then it's gonna stop for a minute, and within a minute,
His friend also believes that the camera has captured a face here. Do you agree? Myself, I believe it to be nothing but paranoia. But what could create a shape like that underneath the blanket? A pretty terrifying event. We can't really see if the person sleeping is creating this shape herself somehow, so foul play is always a possibility. But let's assume she's not. Could it be paranormal forces that are playing with her in the middle of the night? How realistic is this theory? Whatever we are looking at here, it's a pretty mysterious recording. Following was posted by Queen of Cups to the paranormal section of Reddit. She states that these pictures were taken in September of 2019 at the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. She went with her husband and 2 kids on a weekday, and it was very slow. They only had 3 other people on the tour with them. The rooms were roped off, so no one was inside when these pictures were taken. However, we can clearly see a figure on the left side of the photo. There was no way anyone could be over there. They were all next to their host anyway, apparently. Legends speak of a man with a hat that died in there a long time ago. Could we be seeing this spirit in the following image? Or is it just paranoia after all? What do you think? The following video was forwarded by Entienne and initially published by Pasillo. It was recorded in an old house by a young man who states that paranormal activity has become an almost daily occurrence. He moved in recently and didn't really think anything of the activity for the first couple of weeks. Loud noises and things falling down, in most cases, can have a rational explanation, right? But when he started to see the shadow of a little kid once in a while, he realized that something else was going on. The man has no pets, so whatever he recorded in this video lacks any kind of explanation, at least for him. A strange moaning can be heard, which freaks our cameraman out quite a bit. But due to the fan and the car noises outside, it's not really possible to pinpoint exactly where it might have originated from. This would appear like a pair of eyes, which, based on him having no animals, is quite the unusual sighting, if we believe him, of course. There's also something else, hiding behind the sofa chair, but what exactly is it? Almost impossible to say in my opinion. Could it be a real haunting here? This video was found in the paranormal section of Reddit. Two young men were supposedly discovering the tunnels of an old mine. They were going on trips together quite frequently and found some really strange stuff in some of these tunnels, to say the least. But this video was a bit different than the others. As they were making it through the abandoned mine shafts, the man filming can capture something without even noticing it at the time.
Squeezing yet.
There's a large shadow standing in the distance. The men were sure that it couldn't have been caused by any of the two, and there was nobody else in there. After a quick pan, this shadow has just vanished. The shadow itself also is looking quite a bit odd in terms of proportion. The head looks quite big, but it also could be that whoever is reflected on the rocks here is wearing a jacket with a large collar. They had no idea what we were seeing here. It was an inexplicable event for the two men, up until this day. This was captured by Chris Hollins and shared with the paranormal section. He states, "This photo was taken at the haunted JEROME Grand Hotel in Arizona. My girlfriend and I took this photo while staying there about 5 months ago. We took over 700 photos and happened to capture this spirit. Keep in mind, there was nobody in the hall and we did not see this entity while taking the photo." Another interesting capture is this one. He tells me in an email that this shadow was seen once more in the mirror and that he thinks a face can be seen too. Could that be so? It's definitely a pretty mysterious capture, just like the first one. If nobody else was there on the hallway at that time, what could they have captured here exactly? A real shadow person, perhaps? No, we want to take another look at user Harry McClary, who recently started to put several CCTV cameras in his house due to abnormal paranormal activity that scared him and his girlfriend during the day and night. What you see here is just one of the many examples they have shared on Harry's profile. The recording we will check out today, however, will top the incidents that have transpired so far in their house in terms of scare factor. One night, Harry noticed a strange shadow that he saw in the room across the hall. Hoping it was just the lamp, he recorded it, but I'm not sure that this actually was the case. What appeared to be a shadow from maybe the lamp in the room or something else actually reveals himself as a terrifying face. But there was nobody home besides Harry's girlfriend at the time. So was it an apparition that was manifesting? Or was something wrong with the camera? Or what's your explanation? What did Danny capture here? Nightmare material for sure. This is another video captured by a security camera. It was shared by Julia and she found it on Look Now TV. The story goes that a security guard noticed that an unidentified creature had just flown by, directly underneath one of the cameras he was surveilling from his office. Speculations range from the Mothman to a bat-like creature, perhaps some sort of strange bird even. But it is abnormally big though, isn't it? It kept many viewers baffled. Is it maybe a cryptid? The security guard had no idea either, but it was so unusual for him that he had to share this encounter. What's your best guess?